So really quick, I explained in my video and my live stream and my video on Twitter about how I use the stochastic. My settings are 533, and I use it on the 1 hour, I use it on the 4 hour, and it's not the end all be all. It doesn't give me all the information I need. I have the rest of my model, right? You guys know I have my Ichima model with my different dynamic support and resistance levels. Let me clear up this chart. Now, this is the Ethereum chart. This big bounce that we got right here, when I called this, I had said, guys, we're going to get a nice bounce. It's going to be much bigger than the little bounces we had on the way down. Most people believe me. Some people didn't. One of the main reasons why was because we had the RSI and stochastic reset so oversold. When you get the RSI that oversold, you're most likely going to see a bounce. When you have the Stoch that low, you're most likely going to see a bounce. Therefore, we got a nice bounce. Well, let's follow it back, right? We get a little dip, right? So we're on the bottom of the Stoch there before a little push up. So you watch the dotted line, follow it all the way down from the base of the Stoch right there to right here. Look at that. Base of the Stoch, bounce. Last bottom of the Stoch right over here, right? That was on the bottom, little bounce, and then we were still low, another bounce. This area right here is not as good of a representation, but just keep going back. What did I tell you guys? We just look at patterns. Look left on the chart. If you can identify a pattern in the past, look at this. This little dip in the stochastic right before this push up. This little dip in the stochastic right here, right before this huge push up. This dip in the stochastic, right before this push up. This little dip in the Stoch, right before this mini push up. This dip in the stochastic, right before that push up. This one right here, right before that push up. This dip right here, right before this push up. Same thing. And I can keep going, and I can zoom in, and you can see that it is pretty damn on point. Bottom of the Stoch, push up. Over here, move sideways, but slightly up. Down here, push up. Down here, right before a big push up. So I just showed you, right, down here, base of the Stoch, big push up. So I just showed you like, what, 12 or 15? And what there was that one that was over here where we bottomed out on the stochastic down here, and then we still came down really far. Other than that one example, out of 15 examples I just showed you, when the stochastic is down at the base of its sign, at the base of its curve, that's usually when you see a bounce. Now, it's not an end-all be-all. It's not guaranteed. I'm not saying every time you start seeing the stochastic turn like this, go all in. That would be very irresponsible. I also look at the other support and resistance on the chart. I look at fib retracements. I'm looking at the RSI to see if we are oversold, overbought, have bullish or bearish divergence, hidden bullish or bearish divergence. There's like a dozen things on my checklist. It's not an end-all be-all, but I just wanted to show you one of the little aspects of my model that if you do something as simple as that, just one little indicator can actually give you an edge. And if you can imagine, once you learn how to use all these things in conjunction, you can come up with these incredible models that are able to help you predict what's going to happen. So in the case of Ethereum, since we're so high on the hourly Stoch, again, look, when we were maxed out here and we had like a little tiny dip. We were maxed out here and we had a tiny little dip. Same thing right here, top at the crest of the wave, and then we had a dip. Crest of the wave right here at the top, then we had a dip. So look, we're all the way at the top. We're going to have a little dip. I don't know if we're going to go back down to a new low. I think we're going to have a pretty small dip, actually, and then we're going to push up because of how bullish I am based on the 4 hour. But it's a very simple indicator to use and employ. Once you learn how to factor in other aspects of your analysis, you'll really be able to do a great job modeling these markets. But I wanted to show you this example because it's one of the easiest things I can show you in the shortest amount of time. Check it out, try it on some of your own charts, and hopefully you'll start to be able to recognize some of these patterns, and then you can build upon that from there.